We are discussing Dhruva Charitra, Narada Muni's instructions to Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj, when he was chastised by his stepmother Suruchi, he tried to sit on the lap of his father. At that time, his stepmother Suruchi chastised him. Dhruva Maharaj, feeling greatly pained by the harsh words spoken by Suruchi, he comes to his mother Suniti and he cries in front of his mother. And Suniti gives very profound instructions to Dhruva Maharaj. She tells that don't feel bad for the people who have done wrong to you. It's our own karma which comes through others. Don't be angry with the instrument of your karma. If at all you want to achieve a higher position, your desires can be fulfilled only with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Suniti inspired Dhruva Maharaj to worship the Supreme Lord. And Dhruva Maharaj, as a child, he comes to the forest with a desire to worship the Lord. So at that time, Narada Muni comes and meets Dhruva Maharaj. Narada Muni initially discourages Dhruva Maharaj to worship the Lord and perform austerities at that young age. Because initially Narada Muni wanted to test the determination of Dhruva Maharaj. But when Narada Muni saw that Dhruva Maharaj is greatly determined, then Narada Muni starts giving instructions to Dhruva Maharaj as to how to worship the Supreme Lord. Where we are going through that particular section. In that particular section, Narada Muni's instruction to Dhruva Maharaj, Narada Muni gave a very beautiful description of the form of the Supreme Lord. And then Narada Muni told Dhruva Maharaj to chant a mantra. And he also told Dhruva Maharaj to worship the form of the Lord by using the paraphernalia which is available in the forest. In the 56th verse we saw, 57th verse we have to begin. But before I begin the 57th verse, I want to speak sometime on the importance of Tulasi Devi. Because Narada Muni mentioned in his instruction, he said that Salilai Shuchibir Malyair Vanyair. Let us recite this shloka. Somebody can repeat. Salilai Shuchibir Malyair
Shalilai Suchi Virmalyai
Vanyair Mulapalhadibihi
Vanyir Mulafaladibi
Shastankuram Shukaishcharchet
Sastankuram Sukais Charchet
Tulasya Priyaya Prabhum.
Tulasya Priyaya Prabhum. Translation: one should worship the Lord by offering pure water, pure flower, garlands, fruits, flowers, and vegetables, which are available in the forest, or by collecting newly grown grasses, small buds of flowers, or even the skins of trees, and if possible by offering tulasi leaves, which are very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
We have covered the shloka, but I told that I'll speak about Tulasi. So Narada Muni told Dhruva Maharaj to worship the form of the Supreme Lord with Tulasi. Tulasya Priyaya Prabhum, which is Tulasi, which is very dear to the Lord. So let us spend some time about the importance of Tulasi. So when we worship the deity of Krishna, deity of Vishnu, so we offer different things to Krishna. So the different things which we offer to Krishna, they can be summarized in the following category. The first category is that avyavaharikam. Avyavaharikam. Avyavaharikam means that which goes inside the Bhagavan's mouth. We offer certain things which goes inside the Lord's mouth. That is called as avyavaharikam. Like we offer rice, chapati, dal, sabji, sweet, laddu. All these offerings, they go inside the mouth. And second type of offering is called as samsparshikam. Samsparshikam. Sparsha means a touching. Samsparshikam means those offerings which touch the Bhagavan's body, which touch the deity. For example, clothes, ornaments, all these things, they touch the Lord's body. And then there's a third type of offering called as aupacharikam. Those offerings which are shown to the deity from a distance without touching the deity, they are shown to the deity. For example, we offer lamp. Lamp is shown to the deity. Dhupa is shown to the deity. Mirror is shown to the deity. Somebody performs a dance and the dance is shown to Krishna. Every traditional temple, they have a dance performance for Krishna. So these are the three categories. Avyavaharikam, samsparshikam, aupacharikam. But there is one particular item which comes in all the three categories. What is that item? That item is tulasi. Because tulasi is offered in every food item and that is consumed by the Lord. It goes inside the mouth. And tulasi is also put in the garland. Tulasi is placed at the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, it comes in the category of samsparshikam. It touches the deity. And tulasi is also shown to the Lord. Tulasi is also shown to the Lord. I will take the questions at the end. Because tulasi gives fragrance to the Lord. Tulasi is also shown to the Lord. So tulasi comes in the category of aupacharikam also. So therefore, that tulasi comes in all three categories. That is the special nature of tulasi. So according to Brahma Vaivarta Purana, what is the definition of tulasi? Naranaryascha tam drishtva tulanam dhatum akshamah tulanam dhatum akshamah tena namna cha tulasi tam vadanti puravidah. Nara naryascha tam drishtva tulanam dhatum akshamaha. Men or women are not able to give anything equal to that of tulasi. Tulanam dhatum akshamaha. Akshamaha means unable. Tulanam datum. Naranaryascha, men or women, are not able to give anything equal to that of Tulasi. Therefore, she is called as Tulasi by the learned people of the past. Tena namna cha Tulasi tam vadanti puravidah. So therefore, she is called by the word Tulasi, because nobody can give anything equal to that of Tulasi. So there is a story which illustrates this. Satyabhama placed all her jewelry in the balance in trying to equal Krishna's weight, but she was unable to equal Krishna's weight with all her jewelry. But later, Rukmini brings a single tulasi leaf and she becomes successful in equaling Krishna's weight. So therefore, none can be compared to tulasi. What is the meaning of the word tulasi according to the Nirukta? Nirukta is the Sanskrit dictionary. It's one of the Vedanga. According to Nirukta, the meaning is that Tulam Sadrishyam Syati Nasayati iti. Sarvottamatvat Sadrishya Abhavat Eva Asyaha Tatatvam. She who destroys others' equalness or similarities towards her by dint of her superior quality of being the favorite of Lord Krishna. She who destroys others' equalness or similarities towards her by dint of her superior quality of being equal, the favorite of the Lord. That is why in this shloka, Narada Muni says that Tulasya Priyaya, Tulasi, which is very dear to the Lord. Again, the proof is the same Tulabharam pastime of Satyabhama and Rukmini. So Tulasi destroys Satyabhama's ornaments equality towards her. She put so many ornaments, but Tulasi, by her single Tulasi leaf, she destroyed the equality of all the ornaments towards her. But all the ornaments of Satyabhama put together could not achieve what is that is bringing Krishna's weight equal to the plane in Tulabharam. What all the ornaments could not achieve, what all the ornaments put together could not achieve, Tulasi achieved single-handedly by her single leaf. Therefore, Tulasi is she who destroys others' equalness or similarity towards her by dint of her superior quality of being the favorite of the Lord. Therefore, Prabhupada writes in this purport that in the Western countries, while engaged in propagating Krishna consciousness, we were brought great unhappiness because we could not find tulasi leaves. But then one of our disciples, Govinda Dasi, she took great effort to grow tulasi leaves. And she has been successful by the grace of Krishna. And now the tulasi leaves are growing everywhere. Like that, Prabhupada expresses gratitude to Govinda Dasi. So tulasi is offered in the boga plate as the abhya vyavaharika. She is offered in the garland of the Lord as a samsparshika. And in the archana, we offer tulasi leaves. And the archana, when we offer tulasi leaves, tulasi is offered as the aupacharika. So tulasi is offered in all three categories. So Tulasi Devi reveals further about herself just through her name itself. So, another meaning of the word tulasi is that tulyam syati iti tulasi. Tulyam prapnoti iti tulasi. That means she who obtains equality or similarity is tulasi. She who obtains equality or similarity of the Lord due to her devotion, she is called as tulasi. So tulasi means tulyam sishyati or tulyam prapnoti. So again, the example is that same Satyabhama Rukmini Tulabhara pastime. So in the Tulabhara pastime, Rukmini Devi comes and puts a single tulasi leaf. And that single tulasi leaf, because of that, Krishna is brought into the same and the equal plane. That means the single tulasi leaf, she obtains equality to the Supreme Lord. The Tulabhara, the physical balance is Krishna's, the plate in which Krishna was sitting, that is brought to the same equal plane as the other plate where tulasi leaf was put. Therefore, tulasi brought equality or similarity to the Lord because of her devotion. So, in the word tulasi, the portion, the portion tula, tula means equal or balanced. Equal or balanced. So, when you see our calendar months, not the English months, January, February, the traditional our calendar Panchanga. So there is a month called as Tula month. Tula month. Even in Tamil calendar, it is called as Aipasi. It's called as Tula Masam. It comes somewhere around before Margashirsha, it comes. Then Aipasi, that's also called as Tula month. There is a very famous story connected to that in taking bath in Kaveri river. So Tula, the month, this month comes before Kartik month. So one of the reasons why this month is called as Tula, because it comes in the middle of the year. Middle of the year means not according to English calendar, according to our traditional calendar. It comes in the middle of the year where the day and night are most balanced. They are almost equal in the Tula month. So similarly in the word tulasi, Tula means equal or balanced. She brought, by her devotion, she obtained equality to Krishna in that pastime of Satyabhama Rukmini. So therefore, the name Tulasi itself suggests that by becoming dear to the Lord, Tulasi gets the equal status of being worshipped or respected similar to the Lord. Another special character of Tulasi is enthusiasm. So there are other plants like jasmine or rose. These plants, they take time to manifest their fragrance. When you plant a rose, immediately it does not manifest its fragrance immediately. The plant grows, and then when rose flower comes, and then after the rose flower comes, then it manifests its fragrance. So these plants, they go through seedling, sapling, budding stage, blossoming stage, then comes the fragrance. But speciality of tulasi is that tulasi, as she emerges from the earth itself, she manifests her divine fragrance. That means she's enthusiastic. She's enthusiastic with her fragrance, ready to be enjoyed by Krishna. That is the quality of tulasi. And this quality of tulasi, that is being enthusiastic to serve Krishna right from the beginning, she manifests her fragrance right from the beginning. This quality is also exhibited by many great devotees. Right from the birth, they manifested their devotion to Krishna. For example, Prahlad Maharaj. What does the Bhagavatam say? Nyashtak Kridana ko balo jadavat tanmanastaya Krishna graha grihitatma naveda jagadidrusham. From the very beginning of his childhood, Prahlad Maharaj was uninterested in the childish toys, childish playthings. Indeed, he gave up all those playthings completely and remained silent and dull. Jadavat tan manastaya. Being fully absorbed in Krishna, Krishna graha grihitatma. Since his mind was absorbed in Krishna, he could not understand how the world goes on, being fully absorbed in the activities of sense gratification. So Prahlad Maharaj manifested his devotion to Krishna right from the very beginning. Another example, Lakshman. Lakshman in Ramayana. Balyat Prabhriti. Ramayana, there's a shloka which comes. Balyat Prabhriti. Right from the childhood, right from the he was born, Lakshman manifested his devotion to Lord Ram. Lakshmano Lakshmi Vardhanaha. Sarva Priyakaraha. Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampannaha. Like that, there are many different verses are there. Lakshman was glorified as being devoted to Lord Ram right from the childhood. Lakshman possesses the great wealth of service to Lord Ram. Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampannaha. So Lakshmana means Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampannaha. But what is the wealth he had when Lord Ram was in the forest? He had the wealth of Kainkariya, service to Lord Ram. So Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the Prabhupada says that fortunately, both our spiritual master, Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, and our humble self had the opportunity to take birth in the Vaishnava families by the grace of the Lord. And both of us were trained in the devotional service of the Lord right from the very beginning of our lives. And later on, we met by the order of the transcendental system. Prabhupada writes this in a purport in Bhagavad Gita 6.42. That means manifesting devotion right from the childhood. Another example about Uddhava. The Bhagavatam, there's a verse, the third canto. Yaha panchahayano matra pratar ashaya yachita tan naichad rachayan yasya sapariyam bala leelaya. What is the meaning? When Uddhava, even in his childhood, as a small child, he would be absorbed in playing with the Krishna dolls. And his mother would call him to take breakfast, pratar ashaya. But Uddhava would be so absorbed in playing with Krishna dolls that Uddhava would not go for breakfast. He would not. He would not wish to leave playing with the Krishna dolls. He would not wish to leave the worship of Krishna. Uh, So Prabhupada says that from the very birth, Uddhava was a Nitya Siddha, a liberated soul. From the natural instinct, he used to serve Krishna even in his childhood. Maharaj Parikshit used to play with Krishna dolls right from the childhood. Hmm. So, and then Prabhupada says that by the grace of the Lord, we were also given the same opportunity by our parents. And the beginning of our life was based on this principle. Prabhupada's father would train Prabhupada right from the childhood in the worship of Radha Krishna. So that is this is the quality of Tulasi. The same quality of Uddhava, Prahlad Maharaj, Lakshmana, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, same quality was manifested by same quality there with Tulasi. And the uniqueness of Tulasi is that generally flowers, when they get faded, when they get withered, they cannot be offered to the Lord. But Tulasi, even when Tulasi becomes dried, it can be offered. It can be offered at times. How? Because it is said that there are certain days, it is described that in those days, Tulasi should not be plucked. Amavasya, Dwadasi, Chaturdashi, I don't know how these times are taken, but these days are mentioned. Jiva Goswami definitely says that Tulasi should not be plucked on Dwadasi day. So certain days, the Shastras say that Tulasi should not be plucked. So why it should not be plucked? Because in those days, Tulasi is left alone so that she can grow without being disturbed. So apart from this, so, so on those days, because Tulasi cannot be plucked, we cannot get Tulasi, we cannot get fresh Tulasi leaves to offer to Krishna. We cannot get fresh Tulasi leaves to offer to Krishna. And apart from that, there may be certain periods of the year, or there may be certain places in the world where we may not get fresh tulasi leaves, where we may not get fresh tulasi leaves to offer to the Lord. But nevertheless, the Lord needs tulasi on all days. We need to offer every bhoga with tulasi leaves. So how can the contradictory injunction? What is the contradictory injunction? Not to pluck tulasi on certain days. Or tulasi is not available on certain times or certain places. At the same time, every offering should be offered with tulasi. How can the contradictory injunction, both these contradictory injunctions be followed? So then we have to offer the tulasi leaves on those days by those tulasi leaves which were plucked previously, which are plucked on the previous day. So those tulasi leaves which are plucked on the previous day, they would be dry, they would not be fresh. So by using those tulasi leaves, you have to offer. So keeping the old tulasi when tulasi is not available, then how can the non-fresh tulasi leaves be offered to the Lord? Because we have to offer only usually we offer only the fresh flowers. But how can the non-fresh tulasi leaves be offered to the Lord? So that is why that is speciality of tulasi. The tulasi, whether it is dried or withered, in any condition it can be offered to the Lord. That is not the case for other flowers. You cannot offer other flowers which are dried, which don't have fragrance to the Lord. But tulasi leaves is an exception. Even in a dried up, withered condition, it can be offered to the Lord. So, therefore, this is a special prerogative of tulasi. And this special prerogative of tulasi is also implied by the word tulasi only. So tulasi can be offered in any condition, unlike the other flowers. So the word tulasi itself reveals this understanding. So according to Nirukta, tulasi, there's a takara in tulasi. The takara refers to the maranam, death. Takaraha maranam proktam. Tat yogasyad ukaratah mृता lasati sete evam tulasi ityeva giyate. What is the meaning? The meaning is that so takara refers to maranam. After the takara, there is the ukara. And then the word lasi is there. Lasi. So lasi comes from the word las dhatu, that means glowing, glowing with effulgence. Las, like namamishwaram sachitananda roopam lasat kundalam gokule brajamanam. Lasat kundalam means Krishna is having a kundala which is shining with effulgence. So lasi refers to glowing with effulgence or full of life. So tulasi, when you combine takara, ukara, and then lasi, what is the meaning is that even if she becomes dried or withered away, takara means maranam. Maranam refers to the dried up or withered condition of the tulasi. Even if she becomes dried or withered away, apparently, that means even if she appears lifeless apparently, but still she is glowing with effulgence. She is glowing with life. That is the meaning of the word lasi. Even if she becomes dried or withered away, but still she is glowing with life because she attracts Krishna in all the circumstances. So therefore, Tulasi, simply through her name Tulasi, she reveals that why she can be offered even when she is not fresh. Unlike the other flowers, which can be offered only when they are fresh. So therefore, Tulasi is ever fresh in the eyes of Krishna. So, in this way, we see that these are some points about the special nature of Tulasi. Therefore, in the Bhagavatam, the third canto, 15th chapter, the other plants in Vaikunta, they glorify Tulasi. Mandara Kunda Kurabodh Parachampakarna Datyuha Hamsa Shukatittiri Barginamya Kandirchite Tulasika Baranena Tasya. No. गन्धेर्चिते तुलसिका भरणेन तस्या यस्मिन् तपस्सु मनसो बहुमानयन्ति. All the other plants, they appreciate the special position of Tulasi because she is always the lotus feet of Krishna. They are wanting to know what austerities Tulasi performed in order to achieve that position. They also want to perform the similar austerities, like it is explained. So therefore, we offer in the every day we worship during the Tulasi Puja. Seva Adhikari Diyo. Tulasi has the authority to award. She has the prerogative. She has the capacity to give us the seva to Radha Krishna. We are every day we are praying to Tulasi Devi. Please, you have the adhikar. Only you can award us the service to the divine couple. So because Tulasi is very dear to Krishna, only she can award as the opportunity to render service to Radha Krishna. So with this, I wanted to discuss about this Tulasi in the last class. I couldn't get time, but we will begin the next shloka. We completed till the 56th shloka. Now we'll go to 57th shloka. वेच्चावतार चरितैर्
स्वेच्छावतारचरितैः
अचिन्त्य निज मायया
अचिन्त्यनिजमायया
करिष्यत्युत्तम श्लोकस्
करिष्यत्युत्तमश्लोका
तध्यायेत् हृदयङ्गमम्.
तद्धायेद्गमम्
तध्यायेत् हृदयङ्गमम्.
तद्ध्यायेद्
हृदयङ्गमम्, that has become
हृदयङ्गमम्.
translation.
My dear Dhruva, besides worshipping the deity and chanting the mantra 3 times a day, you should meditate upon the transcendental activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his different incarnations as exhibited by his supreme will and personal potencies.
So Narada is further saying that Svechavatara Charitair Achintya Nija Mayaya Karishyat Uttama Shlokas Tad Dhyayet Hridayangamam. Dhyayet. Dhyayet means meditate. One must meditate. He is giving an injunction. One must meditate. One meditate on what? One must meditate on the attractiveness. Svecha Avatara Charitair. Charitair here refers one must meditate on the charita, the pastimes of the Lord. One must meditate on the attractiveness which the Lord will produce through his inconceivable power. Achintya Nija Mayaya. Achintya, inconceivable. Through his inconceivable power, Charita, in the various pastimes, the Lord performs various pastimes through his inconceivable power, and in that way,
Can we say Leela Vibhuti? Leela Vibhuti?
Yeah, Leela Vibhuti. Yes. The Lord performs different Leelas through his Achintya Shakti in order to attract the people. When he descends as different incarnations by his own sweet will. Sve Icha Avatara. Svecha means when we take birth in this world, we are forced to take up a particular body because of our karma. We don't have a choice. We are forced to accept a particular body, particular family, particular place according to our karma. But in the case of the Lord, what is mentioned? Svechavatara. The Lord appears by his own will in different incarnations. And he performs different pastimes through his inconceivable potency. And one must meditate on those pastimes. Yayet. Hridayangamam. One must meditate on those pastimes. So here, Narada Muni is using the word karishyati. Karishyati is used in the future tense. Karishyati. That means you must meditate on the pastimes of the Lord in his various avatars, which he will perform in the future. Karishyati. Why is he using the future tense? That Hridayam Gama means attractive. Why is he using the future tense? Is that because this Dhruva Charitra happened in the Swayambhuva Manvantara, the very first Manvantara in the day of Brahma. So the very first Manvantara, not many incarnations of the Lord have appeared so far. So therefore, not many incarnations have appeared so far. Therefore, Narada is saying that you must meditate on the all attractive pastimes of the Lord, which he will perform in the future. You must meditate now, but he will perform, which he will perform. So therefore, Karishyati is used in the future tense. There's a comment by, at the time of Narada, not many avatars had appeared. Therefore, Narada speaks in the future tense. So Prabhupada says that Narada Muni previously told Dhruva Maharaj to chant the holy names, to meditate on the form of the Lord. He told him to meditate on the form of the Lord. He told him to worship the form of the Lord. Now he is telling him to meditate on the pastimes of the Lord. To think of the pastimes of the Lord. So the Mayavadi philosophers, they take the incarnation of the Lord to be in the same category as the ordinary living entity. They think that anything which has a form, that means it has to be material. It has to be within the three gunas, sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna. But Lord's form is not material. So there are three kinds of wrong theories which float around. So one kind of wrong theory is that, so suppose somebody has 5,000 rupees. The other person says that what you have is not 5,000, it is only worth 50 paisa. So this is like this. What does it mean? Basically, the living entity is Atma. Atma is different from the matter. But somebody says that you are not Atma. You are only this body. Your body only is Atma. That means demoting the Atma to the position of the body. Devaluing the Atma to the position of the body. It is something like making 5,000 rupees equal to, somebody has 5,000 rupees, the other person is saying that no, it is only 50 paisa. Devaluing 5,000 to 50 paisa. So when a person identifies himself with the body, then he is only absorbed in enjoying the matter. This is what is called as materialism. And the second kind of misunderstanding is that somebody says that what you have is not 5,000. That person actually has only 5,000. The other person says that what you have is not 5,000. It is actually 5,000 crore. It's actually 5,000 crore. Like that he tries to convince. So it is like saying that the Atma is Anu in nature, but Bhagavan is Vibhu. But to say that oh, the Atma is one with the Bhagavan in all respects, that is like saying that uh, somebody has 5,000, but other person is saying that no, it is not 5,000, it is 5,000 crore. So Atma is one with the Bhagavan only qualitatively. But quantitatively, Atma is Anu and Bhagavan is Vibhu. But when you make the Atma equal to Bhagavan in all respects, that is a wrong understanding. This is called as Mayavad. And the third kind of wrong understanding is that Krishna's body, Bhagavan's body is not material. It is spiritual. Sachitananda Vigraha. Bhagavan's body is made of Sachitananda Vigraha. But to say that there are people who say that Bhagavan's body is made of Sattva Guna. Krishna arranged the Kurukshetra war. He induced Arjuna and the Pandavas to kill the Kurukula. Therefore, he got the reaction for his karma. Therefore, his own dynasty, Yadukula, also got destroyed. It is because of his own karma. And Krishna, when he was shot by Jara, he left behind his mortal body. So Krishna is also like us. He also leaves behind the body. Or he is also affected by karma. Like that, people, they demote Krishna's Sachitananda body to the body of a living entity. It is like somebody actually has 5,000 crore. But you say that no, what you have is not worth 5,000 crore, it is only worth 5,000 rupees. It's like demoting 5,000 crore to 5,000 rupees. That is how people demote Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha body to the level of the body of a living entity. So that is a great mistake, Prabhupada says. So the incarnation of the Lord is not forced to act. Svechavatara. The word Svecha is used here to indicate that he appears out of his own sweet will, unlike the conditioned souls. So the conditioned soul accepts a particular type of body, such as the body of a hog, by his karma and by the karmana daiva naitrena jantur dehopapattaye. According to the agency of karma, the conditioned soul gets the body of a hog or a dog, etc. But Krishna, when he appears as Varahadev, he appears by his sweet will. So therefore, his appearance and disappearance are inconceivable to us. That's why Janma Karma Chame Divyam Evam Yoveti Tatvatha Tyaktva Dekam Punarjanma Naiti Mameti Sorjana. So all the appearance of Krishna takes place by his internal potency, Swarupa Shakti. That's why Brahma Samhita says that Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabihi. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. One should not mistake the appearance of the Lord as a human being or as a Varaha or as a Kurma to be the same as the birth of the conditioned soul. That is like devaluing a 5,000 crore to be only 5,000. It's a very big blunder. How suppose sometimes suddenly a country's currency is devalued. So somebody has I don't remember any historical this one, but there are some historical incidents are there. Suppose paper currency, somebody has say 10 crore of his currency of his country currency. Suddenly that currency is devalued, what the purchasing power of the 10 crore currency, that practically becomes what the purchasing power of only 10 rupees. Then how much that person will be shocked. He worked hard to get 10 crore rupees, but suddenly the currency is devalued and it is only worth 10 rupees purchasing power. So similarly, when people devalue Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha body to be like the body of an ordinary living entity, it is a very big blunder. That kind of thinking is offensive. Therefore, Mahaprabhu said that Mayavada Bhashya Shunila Hoya Sarvanash. That thinking the Lord and the conditioned living entities to be at the same level, that is an offensive thinking. So Narada Muni advises Dhruva to meditate on the pastimes of the Lord, which is as good as meditating on the form of the Lord. Just like meditation on any form of the Lord is valuable, similarly, chanting of the different names of the Lord, Hari, Govinda, and Narayana, they are also valuable. But in Kali Yuga, we are especially advised to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That's what Prabhupada concludes. So we'll take one more shloka at the end. Paricharya Bhagavato
Paricharya Bhagavato
Yavatya Purva Sevitaha
Yavatya Purva Sevitaha
Ta Mantra Hridayenaiva
Mantra Hridayenaiva
Prayunjan Mantra Murtaye.
Prajyan Mantra Murtaye.
Translation.
One should follow in the footsteps of previous devotees regarding how to worship the Supreme Lord with the prescribed paraphernalia, or one should offer worship within the heart by reciting the mantra to the personality of Godhead, who is non-different from the mantra. So the two options are given.
So here, Paricharya Bhagavato Yavatya Purva Sevita. Paricharya means rendering service. Paricharya Bhagavato. One can offer all the Lord services Yavatya Purva Sevita as following in the footsteps of the previous devotees, previous acharyas. One should not concoct, according to one's, the way the previous acharyas, previous devotees have performed the worship of the Lord. So similarly, one should offer the services to the Lord. So Purva Sevita is important, following the footsteps of the previous recognized devotees, acharyas. And then Ta Mantra Hridaye Naiva Prayunjan Mantra Murtaye. One can offer all the Lord services as done by the previous devotees to the Lord indicated in the mantra. Ta Mantra Hridaye Naiva. Just by using the Mula Mantra, Prayunjan Mantra Murtaye. So, Prabhupada says that Ta Mantra Hridaye Naiva Prayunjan Mantra Murtaye. That one should worship the Lord by chanting the mantra, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, and the holy name is non-different from the Lord. That is why mantra murtaye word is used. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvam Nama Naminam. There is no different. Nama Chintamani Krishna. The holy name of Krishna is a touchstone. Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. It is fully conscious. It is a personification of rasa. Just like Bhagavatam is called as Rasamalayam. Similarly, holy name is called as Rasa Vigraha, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Purna Shuddho, it is completely pure. Nitya Mukto, it is eternally liberated. Abhinnatvam Nama Namino, there is no difference between Krishna and his holy name. The same thing is mentioned here by the word Mantra Murti. So Prabhupada says that even if one cannot arrange to worship the forms of the Lord with all the recommended paraphernalia, one can simply think about the form of the Lord and mentally offer everything as recommended in the Shastra. So there was a devotee in Pratishthanapur. This devotee, he was a very poor Brahmana. He didn't have any facility to worship the Lord. But once he heard in a satsang that we can worship the deity of Krishna even within our mind. So then he decided to serve Krishna in his mind. Every day in his mind, he would start worshipping the deity of Krishna elaborately. In his mind, he would go to all the holy rivers, bring water from the holy rivers. And then with that water, he would start the worship of the Lord. In his mind, he would perform Abhishek of the Lord, offer different bhoga to the Lord. He would offer different dresses and ornaments to the Lord, decorate the Lord. And one day, he prepared a sweet rice in his mind. And sweet rice, when it is offered in a cool state, it tastes even more sweet. It tastes even more better. So he wanted to check whether the temperature is appropriate to offer to the Lord. So in his mind, he touched that sweet rice. But surprisingly, his finger actually got burnt, although he touched the sweet rice in the mind. And Lord Narayana was seeing this scene. And suddenly he started laughing in Vaikuntha. Lakshmi Devi was wondering, why suddenly Lord Narayana is laughing? He asked, like, why are you laughing? Narayana said, I will tell the reason. Meanwhile, Lord Narayana sent the Vaikuntha airplane to bring this devotee to Vaikuntha. And when the devotee came to Vaikuntha, Lord Narayana told why he laughed. So the devotee offered to the Lord in his mind, but he got the experience physically. So therefore, Prabhupada says that one can even worship the Lord even in one's mind, if physically if it is not possible. One can meditate upon the offering and chant the 12-syllable mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Because mantra and the Lord are non-different. One can worship the form of the Lord with the mantra in the absence of physical paraphernalia. The physical paraphernalia is not present, then one can worship the Lord with the mantra. So Prabhupada is quoting the story of this Brahmana from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So that Brahmana attained perfection simply by seva dhyanam, by meditating on service to the Lord. So such are the liberal and potent facilities in the process of devotional service. Such are the liberal and potent facilities. Devotional service is very liberal, that you can perform devotional service, worship the Lord even in one's mind. But just because it is liberal, it does not mean that it loses its potency. Although a person offers service to the Lord in one's mind, still that service is also very potent. It's a very profound statement by Srila Prabhupada. Liberal and potent facilities in the process of devotional service. So then further, how Narada Muni gives this instruction, we will see that in the next week. Hare Krishna. So today we saw in the beginning tulasi, the special nature of tulasi, and then we saw the shlokas. So the screen share was not on.
Was on, bro.
Okay. Okay. If anybody has any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Ah.
Dandavat pranam. Prabhuji, I have heard that if while offering the flowers, if flowers fell down, we don't offer that flower. But if there is a tulsi leaf and if that falls on the ground, one can again pick it up and offer it because the tulsi never gets contaminated. So is it correct, Prabhu?
Yeah, ideally tulasi leaves also we have to wash the offer.
That we have to wash. Yes.
Flowers also, practically speaking, when you purchase in the market, we don't know how the person has plucked up this one. Sometimes it is transported from one place to another place. Uh, we don't know the exact purity of the flower. Yeah, whatever, even the flowers, we should try to wash it and then offer to the Lord. There can be different. Something by mistake it falls, then you could sprinkle parchment water and then offer.
And Prabhuji, it was said that in the shloka that Narad Muni advises Dhruva Maharaj that you should meditate on the Lord's transcendental activities which he will take in future. So just question happen in mind that Dhruva was only 5 years old and living in a palace. So had he heard all the pastimes, all the future pastimes of the Lord? Because so that he can meditate on that.
You might have heard less. Narada Muni, Bhagavatam gives a summary. It may be possible that Narada Muni could have described some pastimes also.
Yes, that
Bhagavatam, just a summary verse is that you meditate on the pastimes of the Lord.
Or by chanting the holy names also something can be revealed. Many things are possible. Yes, Prabhu, thank you.
And he might have heard some pastimes from his mother also.
Yes. Okay,
Guruji?
Prabhu. Thank you.
Guruji,
Yes, mother.
can tulsi be put in hot naivedyam like milk or sometimes when it is added to milk when we offer to God? After that, suppose we boil the milk along with tulsi, is it correct? Reheating.
Tulasi, we don't boil the milk along with tulasi. After heating the milk, when the milk is in appropriate temperature to be offered, in that you put tulasi and then you can remove the tulasi and then boil. Then boil the milk.
Tulasi is also called Brinda, no?
Brinda, no.
Thank you, Guruji.
Any other question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I heard somewhere like tulasi cannot be chewed. Is that correct?
Offered tulasis can be eaten.
No, it was like it was said like it cannot be chewed. It can be swallowed.
So this I don't know whether.
Yes, sir. திடீர்னு அப்பியரன்ஸ் முடியறச்சே.
இல்ல நான் இப்ப திடீர் அப்பியரன்ஸ் எனக்கு இந்த இந்த இந்த
We will stop here. There are no further questions.
Oh,
Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, thank you, Prabhu.